I've been dating my boyfriend Blake for almost 6 years. We've been happy together. We moved in last spring when I graduated. I have a steady job and we just adopted a cat. I've been happy in every aspect of my life except one, my health. I've been chubby all my life, but during my 6-year relationship, I've gained almost 40 pounds. I'm not that tall either, so I don't carry the weight well at all, especially since I certainly wasn't skinny before. Blake has always loved me and my body, regardless of cellulite or bigger waistbands. He's of average weight, and I'm so grateful that my weight gain hasn't been a deal breaker for him. He always says I'm absolutely beautiful no matter what, and he is great at showing it. Our sex life is wonderful. We have sex or bring each other to orgasm nearly daily, which is awesome because I have a high sex drive, and apparently he does too. So despite Blake being very genuine about loving me no matter what, I'm uncomfortable with my weight. I work in healthcare, and while it hasn't been an issue, I'm afraid it may start negatively affecting my professional life. So a few weeks ago I told Blake I need to get a handle on my weight. No more junk food, no more fast food, and I'm going to the gym. I've done really well sticking to it so far. I only slip up on Coca-Cola because I have an addiction to the caffeine and hate Diet Coke / but I only drink 1 can a day and work it into my overall calories, so it's working okay. Blake was a little resistant to the changes. I'm the one that usually cooks, and I'm big on casseroles and making desserts. And pizza. I've been working really hard on making low-fat foods. Blake eats like a truck and isn't a huge fan of my new low-fat foods. I usually make grilled chicken and rice or salad, so I'll make some sort of sauce for him to eat the chicken with while I eat it plain. I've also told him that I can make desserts for him, but I'd like not to because I know I'd eat them. This was nothing more than some grumbling that I sympathized to and tried to help with. Then I started getting up early to use the gym. Our apartment had a gym that's literally 100 feet from our door. I get up at 6 now, use the gym for an hour, then shower and go about my normal routine. I used to wake up at 7, so not too much has changed. Blake has complained heavily about how I'm waking him up too early. He works from home and usually sleeps in until after 8, just enough time to kiss me before I leave for work. He says he can't get back to bed after I slip out at 6. I understood, so I started going at 8 at night, coming home at 9, showering and getting ready for bed. Then Blake complained that it cut into our us time. I told him that I would be going to the gym, and it's up to him if I should go in the morning or evening, as either works fine for me. He finally agreed that nights were better. I know it's early and probably water weight, but my scrub's waistband is already a little looser. I have to tie it to stay up where before it didn't need to be tied. I showed Blake and he was not enthusiastic. Just kinda like, oh cool, I guess. He's usually not so passive-aggressive, so I asked what was up. He straight up said, I don't want you to lose weight. I was baffled and a little upset. I was already working hard and I was happy with the changes I wanted to make. I asked him point blank, why don't you want me to lose weight? He was kinda huffy and beating around the bush. He said that too much was changing, he loved me how I was and he didn't think it was necessary. I told him if you love me no matter what, then loving me while I lose weight and get healthier shouldn't be a problem. He reiterated over and over that too much was changing and he thought all this effort was unnecessary. I asked him if there was anything I could do to make the changes easier for the both of us. He just said, stop dieting and going to the gym. I told him I wasn't going to do that. He wouldn't talk with me anymore. The fuck? I really am at a loss. I also don't have any intention of stopping my health journey. Is this really all about the schedule and food changes? I could make 2 meals, but Blake won't tell me what would make these changes easier. I don't know what to do about the gym, I really want to go. For days later. So, wow, this was actually kind of a dramatic. My life is not usually this drastic. So I got home from work early the day after I posted my OP. I had told my boyfriend ahead of time that I wanted to talk, and he said that he would work hard in the morning so he could finish his work early. I felt really nervous talking to him. Blake is basically average in anything objectively, but of course I think he's excellent. But he's very confident. His confidence has always seemed very genuine, so I really didn't think it was insecurity. A lot of people suggested that. Insecurity about himself, his body, his laziness, which he really isn't. Concern that I may be cheating or more tempted to cheat, etc. Didn't seem right. We have a very solid relationship. Neither of us have been even slightly unfaithful. We're usually not one-on-one with opposite sex, we don't talk to old exes, never been on dating sites, never even been interested in threesomes or group sex. We're very strictly monogamous and I've been clear on my stance. Blake is not the jealous type, never has been, and I'm not the type to wander whatsoever. I still went in with an open mind because I know that jealousy isn't always reasonable. Anyway, we sat down and I said roughly, Blake, I love you. Because I love you, I want to stick around for a long time with you. I've developed some unhealthy habits over our relationship that I'd like to correct. I am going to continue to go to the gym and cook healthy. I'd love it if you were a part of that, but if you're not interested, I'd still love your support. He seemed pretty embarrassed the whole time I was talking. Just kinda awkward. He apologized for being unsupported and said that he really loves me and if getting healthy was my goal, he supported it. So I asked why he was so against it initially. And well, he's a fat fetishist. Or a chubby chaser. Or whatever. He likes big women. He told me that my figure at this moment, which is 5 feet 6 inches, about 210, very busty and hippie, was his absolute dream figure for women. He apologized and said he acted very childishly because he was embarrassed to admit it. He told a few friends a long time ago and I guess one spread word around and he got teased. Plus it's probably not completely okay in this current society to like big women. But I digress. I know a few people called it. I didn't write them off completely, but I just didn't really think that was the case. It's really weird. So I asked him some questions. These are all paraphrased, FYI. My memory isn't that good. Me, so is it like the bigger the better? Him, no, not really. Like from 200 to 250 pounds is my favorite. Average height or tall. I probably wouldn't date anyone over 300 pounds. Me. Did you love my figure when I was thinner? Him, of course. Me, but you love it more now? Him. Honestly, yes, it's my preference. But you still had an amazing figure when we first dated. Me. Are you going to be angry or upset if I continue to lose weight? Him. Not really, I still feel bad enough for being such an asshole about it. Me. What if I get skinnier than 170-ish pounds? Him. I'll deal with it. It's a me thing. You're still going to be really hot and I love way more about you than your weight. So I got answers and I felt a little better. Initially, we hugged it out and cuddled on the couch with Netflix. He tried to initiate sex but I just couldn't. It's hard to explain. It's just weird when you realize your boyfriend only dated you because of a physical aspect, you know? He only wanted me because I was chubby when we met. I felt really objectified, honestly. Maybe that's too strong a reaction for a pretty mild fetish/preference/whatever, but I still felt weird. Blake could tell I wasn't into making out with him and asked if I was okay. I tried to explain what I was feeling, but it's hard to. I'm much better at writing than I am talking, and I feel like I barely made sense in the above paragraph. Blake was a little upset. Not at me, just that this problem was arising. He asked me what he could do and I said I wasn't sure. I probably just needed time before I could be intimate. This was a big thing to hide, you know? I wish he had told me sooner. I don't know. Probably before we had sex the first time I'd want to know. I don't know if I would have stayed or left, but this feels so weird now. Like it's a part of him that didn't exist before and now it's all I think about. So now I have these concerns. I do want to keep losing weight. I want to be healthy. But what if Blake can't handle me being thinner? What if he leaves for a woman that fulfills his sexual desires? Will he be unhappy with me losing weight? Will he try to sabotage me? I brought all of these up to him, and very genuinely assured me that it would never happen. Weight is a preference and he prefers me more than anything. I believe him, but I feel like my mind is tainted. Will this just get better with time? I'm not sure how to proceed. I still love him, of course, and want to marry him and be with him. I just feel like there's a block now. And before anyone suggests it, he did not get me fat on purpose. I was already chubby, already had bad eating habits. The last 4 years I've been living in dorms on my own with Blake, etc., and had the freedom to make crappy choices. Which I did. I very likely would have gained the weight regardless of my dating status. Is this something I can get over? Is this something I should get over? I feel like Blake's doing everything he can to assure me he loves me regardless of any physical aspect. But I'm still feeling a little resentful that for all these years he hid something from me. That's about me. You know? Edit. So basically everyone is saying that I just need to get over it. I'm not saying that I won't, but gets old going through a ton of messages saying the same thing. It mostly feels like people are kinda dismissing a few things that I've expressed concern with. It's awesome that Blake genuinely loves me regardless of any personal preference. I am not taking that for granted. But it's still something I feel like he's kept from me that he shouldn't have. I have kinks and fetishes that I've been shamed about before, and I still told him. Also, a lot of people are focusing on me being a little concerned that he started dating me because he was attracted to me being overweight. I get that physical attraction and types are important. I was receptive to Blake when he approached because I found him attractive. But what kept me continuing to talk to him was his smile, his laugh, his humor, etc. I don't know. I hate that it feels like everyone is saying you're overreacting, don't feel this way. It's been 2 days and it's at least very weird for me to find out so long into our relationship. Like I said, there's no saying I won't get over it. I just need some time.